Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chandler James, and welcome to today's value debate. In this debate, we're going to look at the resolution that the House values openness over secrecy. I am part of the affirmative team, and we believe in the resolution to be true. According to Oxford Language, openness can be defined as the lack of intimacy or concealment, frankness, and secrecy can be defined as the action of keeping something secret or the state of being kept secret. Today I'm going to explain why openness is more important than secrecy. Secrecy in relationships can have a negative effect on the relationships. According to Adair in his article, The Myth of Openness and Secret in an Intimate Relationship, the Case of Spouses of Mixed-Oriented Marriages, published by the Journal of Homosexuality in 2016, in a mixed-oriented marriage where one partner is straight and the other partner is non-straight, it is found that the secrecy hurts the marriage. This usually occurs because the partner who is non-straight will have relationships with others, regardless of their sex, and thus it was found that the openness was more beneficial for this type of marriage, and this shows that secrecy can actually negatively affect relationship and lead to turmoil because the spouse might find out about it, the one that's one feeling like, oh, this relationship is open versus the other one does, because there's a lack of communication and lack of openness. And in Afifis and Joseph's article, The Standards for Openness Hypothesis, a gendered explanation for why avoidance is so dissatisfactory, published in Uncertainty, Information Management, and Disclosure Discussion Theories and Applications Journal in 2009, they argue that women tend to feel more dissatisfied in their relationship when they feel that their partner is being avoided. If a woman believes that her partner is being avoided, it may lead to increased conflict-inducing situations. When a woman is dissatisfied in her relationship, it can lead to fights, lack of intimacy, and overall for the relationship to fail. To conclude, openness in a relationship leads to overall more satisfying relationship and more intimacy. My next claim is that openness between parents and children influence positive behaviors in their children. In the article, The Influences of Family Communication on the College-Age Child, Openness, Attitudes, and Actions About Sex and Alcohol by Booth Butterfield Seidlinger, and it was published in the Communication Quarterly Journal in 2009. A study found that parents who had been open about communication attitudes with their children about alcohol and sex before they went to college, that they were more likely to act safely in regards to sex and alcohol. The college-age children were more likely to talk to their parents about the college experiences, and to talk to them about it prior and before or during. This evidence supports the claim that openness is better than secrecy in a child-parent relationship because it positively affects how the child behaves. They feel like they have someone they can go to in a time of need, and they feel like they have someone to talk to and ask questions versus having to go on Google and try to figure out for themselves. Sanger, Hall, and Hall published an article, Abstinence-Only Education and Teen Pregnancy Rates, Why We Need Comprehensive Sex Education in the U.S., in the Plus One Journal in 2011, where they discuss how abstinence-only education is positively correlated with the increased rates of teen pregnancies and birth rates. This is especially true in the Bible Belt or the southern region of the U.S. because of the strong religious practices that are taught at home and throughout the communities. Not having an open communication with teenagers results in having them to figure out sex and sex safety on their own. The U.S. is number one out of all the development countries for teen pregnancy and sexually traumatic diseases for teenage years, and an abstinence-only education is not helping. Having open communication with teenagers and being open with them about their sexual behaviors influence them to have safer sex. In the article, Teenage Partner Communication About Sex Risk and Condom Use, The Importance of Parent-Teenager Discussions, which was published by the Family Planning Perspectives in May in 1999, the authors, Whitaker, Miller, May, and Levin, looked at the relationship and communication between parents and their teenagers about sex and sexual risk. The authors argue that it's not much known about the conversations that parents have with their kids and teenagers. There's not a lot of research done on it. The study found that the parents who had open communication with their teenagers about sex and sexual risk increased the conversations the teenagers were having with their partners about sex. If a parent is skilled and comfortable with these types of discussions, then their teenagers are even more likely to use condoms and have these types of conversations with their partners. Overall, helping open communication with the teenagers influence them to practice safer sex and open communication with their partner. And if they have open communication with their partner, then their partner gets to learn things that the parents are teaching their child versus learning things that they want on the internet, overall creating a better space. In conclusion, openness with a relationship is key to any relationship to work. Openness in intimate relationship creates a more stable relationships, and females feel more satisfied when their relationship is more open versus avoidance or secrecy. When secrecy can lead to turmoil and a relationship to fail. In parent-child relationships, it's important that the parents create an open line of communication with their child about sex and alcohol in order to positively influence their behaviors when interacting with sex and alcohol. Secrecy or abstinence-only education has been shown to lead to increased pregnancy and STD rates. Thus, openness is important because it values the relationship and has a positive outcome on behaviors. Thank you so much.